So, good morning or good night, depending on where you're in the world, and welcome to another interview of the Chill Dude on a Couch. I'm your host, Hector, and today, joining me from his boat is Martin, the lead singer of DAMPF. So, Martin, how are you today?
I'm very fine. Thank you so much for having me on.
Yeah,
It's an honor. It's an honor.
Yeah, are you in Sweden today?
I'm in Sweden. We had beautiful summer for weeks, but just a few hours ago it turned to autumn. I don't know. It's very fast in Sweden. So now we
Yeah,
have now we have another winter for 8 months again.
awesome. So this will be my first interview with someone on a boat. I've done people driving, I've done people walking, but never from a boat. But at least you're not driving the boat. You're
No,
stationary
no, no.
there on your boat. So Martin, Danf, you are about to release your second album on August the
Yeah.
23rd. I listened to it, and it's an album that it has like power metal, thrash, like soaring vocals. It has a lot of different styles into 10 songs. So yeah, it's pretty entertaining. Plus you have your vocals and the female vocals, and the album's called No Angels Alive. So you're fairly new band. So the sophomore album, how, and I listened to your previous album as well. How, like for this sophomore album, what did you wanted to change anything from the sound of the band, or did you kept were you comfortable like evolving in the sound?
Uh, the it was very exciting because I always wanted a solid band with solid members. And the first when I started out, it was just me, and it's a project. I've been dreaming of it, and I've been writing music for it for many years. And I suddenly met Beak, the producer, and he's also playing in some other bands. Excellent musician, and we just started. He was playing guitars, and I played drums all my life. So we put it in the computer and everything, and then we asked different guys to come in and play. Friends. I have been in the music industry for so many years. So, but the dream has always been to be a solid band, because first then the sound of the band, because otherwise it's just guest musicians. It's a lot of guest musicians on the first album. But it was very exciting for this one, because before we started to record, we have all 8 members solid in the band. So the sound we are producing now is the real DAMPF sound for the first time ever in history, because now the guys in the band, they are playing on the songs on the album. So it was very exciting to hear what the band sounds like, and it's a bit different from the first one. It's a little bit more energetic. I think all members of the band are
I think it sounds a little bit more energetic. Yeah.
I think, because they don't know, they're not going to get fired. They're not going to, do what you do best, and they did. All of them just did, with no fear of leaving the band or anything. Just to sing, play, do whatever you want. And this is how it turned out. And I think that makes it a little bit more energetic.
That's a great motivator.
Yeah, always, for
You're
everyone.
playing like, I don't want to be fired, and you're like looking at them like, no.
Exactly. Then you can go a bit beyond maybe your own skills, maybe beyond everything. You just jump up to another level. See, I can do this, because all of the band members are playing in other bands as well, but maybe they are more strict what to do and not what to do in that band that they are playing in. But in this band, they can do what the hell they want, and it's fun. It's fun on stage as well.
And you have free vocals. You do more clean vocals. Then you have Olivia doing her operatic like vocals, and you have Bjorn doing the growl. So you have
exactly.
3 vocalists. You have 2 guitars, 1 bass, 1 drums, and keys. So yeah, it's I haven't heard a lot of bands that have 3 vocalists. That's a lot. I've heard 2, but 3. I'm trying to think what other band has 3 vocalists. I'm not sure.
But it's
vocalist.
But that's all my fault, because if I could sing, then we would only be 1 singer, But since I can't really sing,
do growls, right? Because not everyone can do growls.
No, so I need a growler, and then I'm not very good at doing this high pitch. So yeah, I brought Olivia in. So that's, I think we together we are one voice, and you know, it's just more hotel rooms and more flying tickets, but it's
Yeah.
fun.
But
It's
in the
good
songs, I
friends.
think like it flows pretty well. Like you find a way to combine the voices that it sounds like, you know, they know, no, like it serves the songs. For example, the first single and the first song that opens the album, "No Angels Alive," that's a great song. You know, it has that great chorus, and the female vocals really when she's like, "No angels alive," like it's it's been
Yeah,
stuck in my head this whole morning.
I love that. I
Yes.
am sorry for it, but I love it as well.
No, that's a good thing. I've had bad. It's a good song to have stuck in your head. Like I remember, I've had bad songs stuck in my head. Like
Yeah, I
I don't
know.
know if you remember the band Hanson, but back in the
Yeah,
night,
yeah,
I used to work in a video store, and they played that Bop song for ages, and it got stuck in my head. And sometimes I just hummed it. I'm like, why am I singing this song? So I'm
yeah.
this one is good. So
I
when you
have,
were
I have the same experience. I was working for like a VJ and playing videos on in a music channel many
Mhm.
years ago, and uh, I think it's Bad Religion, losing no, yeah, losing my religion, the song,
Oh,
and it
REM.
REM, yeah, that's the name. I had to play that song once an hour for 3 months or something. You know, I strangle the radio when I hear it today.
You were like, so every time you like losing my religion.
My religion.
Oh,
Ah! I need a big drink when I hear it.
oh yeah, that's happened to me with a few songs. I remember back in the 90s, it also happened with that Aqua song for Barbie Girl.
Yeah, that's more annoying. I'm a
No,
Barbie girl.
yes, but the annoying thing
It's
is
like
that
a
back in the 90s, I don't know why, because of the life of me, I actually bought that album. I don't know
yeah.
why. And this is a true story. I was
I
driving.
know why. I know why because I know Lena who's singing in the band. I know her. It's a good
Oh,
friend of mine,
oh yeah,
and
she's very
she
pretty.
looks very good.
She looks very good, and it was good to put like if you have a girl
Yeah,
please dancing music. I remember listening to it, and I was listening to it in the car, and all of a sudden, like this car next to me pulls out, and there's like this little girl, and she also had. I think she listened to a song, and she also had the album, and she put it out. I'm like, oh no, I'm listening to the same song as a 4 or 5 year old. I need to stop it. But yeah, you have those songs that stay in your
yeah.
mind. So when you were choosing like a single for this album. Was that track always the lead single in your mind?
No Angels Alive.
Yeah.
I try not to choose since I write 90% of the material. I try not to tell people what is good or what I have written, what is bad. You know, I think we so many people in the band. We it's unfortunately we are 8 people, and now we're voting for the next singles that's coming up in a few weeks now. And it was 4 on one song and 4 persons on one song, so now we have to release both. You know,
Yeah. At least you're
I
not
think,
a ska band. If not, you would have
but
like three horn
I let
players and someone that dances.
yeah, but I let the record company and the rest of the band choose songs. I just write music, and they like something more, and they won't think it's the right single. They release it. I'm not you know, I'm not the captain on that boat.
Yeah,
Only
it's
this one.
interesting that the two singles they released are the first two songs on the album because the second one is Masquerade.
Yeah, yeah. That's also I also let the guys listening to, because when you're writing songs, you have your own. I have my own favorite songs, you know, which I still, but uh, I think it's very good if I step aside and let people who hear the songs for the first time, they compose the album. It should start here, it should end there, and you should have these songs in the middle. I think it's much better than I you know, because I'm in too much into the songs. It's too, they are too close to me. It's like choosing babies, you know. What babies do I like more? I can't do that, you know. I like them all. I love them all.
Yeah, yeah. When you're a father, you tell the one that's next to you that you love it most.
Yeah, exactly. And then they switch seat the day
Then
after, and
you're
that's
like,
a
no,
new one.
it's you, it's you. No, it's you. Uh,
I
so,
promise.
Yes, I promise. So yeah, that's a good way to put it. But I'm wondering, since you said that you let the record company choose, like which song was was or is your favorite?
It actually it actually depends a little bit. In the beginning, it was Might As Well Have Died, and then I
That's a
listened
great
too
album.
much to it.
That's a great song title, by the way.
Yeah, it's the darkest song I ever written, by the way. You know, you just wake up and it was, yeah, I shouldn't even go there, but it was when you just feel that whatever I do, it does turn out shit, you know.
Mhm.
And I'm supposed to be happy here, but the world is threatening me with nuclear weapons, and I was like, what's the use of even get up in the morning because it's all over in a few, you know. You have that moment, and that's the moment. I'm not in it today. I'm out of it, but sometimes, you know. But then when we were finished with the war with the world, it was like, yeah, this is a happy tune, you know, with the flute and everything. And that was the and today my favorite song is Ghost, actually, because it takes me to another world I never seen before. You know, I didn't think so. It's a ticket into a weird world, not dimension, more a new weird world.
Yeah, and
So, you
also
know,
something that's pretty cool about your band, like that you have that like theatric, like the way you dress for the videos, like it's very theatrical. Like I'm guessing that
yeah,
seeing you guys live is a very theatrical show. How important is that live show for you?
I think it's very important. I've done music for so many years in another constellation, uh, you know, pop music, and so I'm on tour almost every weekend, and that's me. That's me, and I don't want to be me again in another shape. I want to do something different. I want everyone to not think about that. Think about this. This is a song. This is the group. This is me. I'm part of a band, and so I wanted to. I think it's nice as well. You know, I when I see a movie, I don't read about the movie first. I go with the pictures, and if it's a, a film, a costume film, then I choose that one because I want to see in a different history, different age, and I think bands are more interesting if they show. For instance, we have this kind of a corpse paint, and I asked everyone to do what they wanted, like children. You just put crayons in front of them and say, draw whatever you like. And I said the same. Here you
Oh,
have black, here
that's
you have white.
dangerous, Martin.
Do whatever you want.
I have kids, and if you give them crayons and you tell them do what you want, I may find the walls painted in my
Yep,
apartment.
exactly. But they these are a little bit more adult, and they stay to the
A little
face.
bit
But
more. Yeah.
I didn't tell everyone what they should look like or anything. Everyone, I just feel your inner, you know, close your eyes and feel how you want to look and draw that. And they're okay, you know. That's why the drummer has this cross and everything. Like, oh wow, I like this. We have a new guy playing the flute in. We made a video for War with the World the other day, and he said, I said, what do you want to look like? I want to look like a badger. Okay, then make a badger. So the smink, you know, the I can't speak English. You know, the
A badger
makeup
with a
girls,
yeah, a
the
badger
makeup girls, like, okay, badger.
with a
So they have
flute.
to look up a badger. Oh, is that a badger? And then they start to paint him. You know, it was really fun.
Yeah, and
It's a
it's
lot of
cool
fun.
that not a lot of metal can put flute in metal, but yeah, like it's gotten back. Well, if there's a lot of saxophone, I think there's more saxophone now in metal than flute. So it's good that you can bring the flute back in like in some of the tracks. So, what is the writing process for you with the lyrics?
Oh, the lyrics, because the writing process of the songs usually are 50-50 two things. I come up with a story and some good lines. Usually a story. I read about this. For instance, I read about this horrible story about Maria Swanenburg. She was taking care of children, orphans, daytime. Nighttime, she dressed up and she went out to a bar, and then she poisoned sailors to death. You know, she just poisoned them to death for I don't know, 15, 20 of them. And this is a true story in the Netherlands, in Holland.
And wait a minute,
And
let's
that's
go back to the story. So in the daytime, she took care of, was it orphan children?
yes, she was
So this makes
orphan
perfect
children.
sense. She's taking care of orphan children and she's killing the sailors so there be less orphan children. But if you're
Maybe,
thinking that doesn't make
maybe.
sense because if she succeeds, she will be unemployed.
That's, I love it. I think you overthink this, but
I'm
I
overthinking
love
it,
the
yes.
yes. But I love the overthinking part.
Yeah.
What they think is that she was really abused by a sailor, very, very much so. So she wanted to kill them all, but she had a good heart, a bit good heart for children. So she helped children data. Anyways, this song turned out to be Hoye Me on the first album. That's why so it's Hoye Me in Netherlands is Dear Maria. Dear Maria. So her name was Dear Maria daytime, and then she was a killer nighttime. That's the real story. And so the song came up with the story first, and then I tried to make music to feel the rhythm and what I was seeing in my head when I read this, you know. But 50% of the songs, I just fool around with the keyboard and I come up with a tune, like for No Angels Alive. No Angels Alive. Oh, that sounds good. And then I have to see, okay, what is it all about? Oh, it's quite sad. It's probably because the world don't have so many, the angels are leaving, you know, they give up on Earth, you know. The angels are here to help us prevent war and diseases and everything, but people keep doing wrong. People are keep, you know, even this 2024, we are 2 big wars in the world. It's you know, so the angels are leaving. They don't trust in us anymore. They think, go to hell. We're leaving. We take another planet. So that's why we don't have any angels. You know, they're leaving us.
Okay, yeah.
And then I felt like that's a good subject because it sounds like that when I play the song. So do I make any sense, by the
Oh,
way?
yeah, it's making a lot of sense. And I know there's
Okay.
different stories in the songs, but it's not per se a concept record.
No, I don't think so. I just think that I think that this is the album when the full band comes together. I write some songs and everyone play like they want, and then we have our excellent producer, Mr. Beak, and he says, we should take it up, or Olivia should sing more. Martin, you should back off because you can't sing. Yeah, that's the truth. And then Björn, you should do that, and you should, you know. So he's a conductor. I write the music, and the band are performing. So it's more like a concert, classic concert.
Okay.
You have this, you know, a man in the middle who's telling what to do in what tempo. You have some, you know, weird composer, usually dead for 200 years, and then you have a nice band that can play anything. But they do it their own way. They bring their own instruments, so it sounds different for each band. So I think more that, you know, I want to see the guys, all the guys in the band and the girls, I want to see them flourish. I want to see, just be who you are, do what you want to do, and just bring me the best you have in you. I don't want to hear what I'm hearing. I want to hear something I never heard before.
Yeah, so it sounds like a very collaborative effort. Like everyone brings their thing and it makes it exciting for you and the band. So I want to show the artwork of the record.
Yep.
So we can talk about the artwork. So here it is, No Angels Alive. So it's a pretty simplistic album artwork. You know, it has some figures. So tell me a little bit of what the album artwork means to you.
First of all, it's got no pictures of us because at the time we were sitting down and telling we are going to make the second album, we still hadn't got the answer yes from among the drummer Haderaya, David Wallin, is because he's playing a lot with another band called Hammerfall, a beautiful band, wonderful. But he said, I need to talk to the guys. I need another month. And then I couldn't bring him into the. So suddenly I was like, oh, okay, let's make a cover that don't have the art, you know, the members of the band, because they're not fully, they haven't signed it yet. So, and then I am a huge fan, a medieval painter, Albertus Pictor. His name is Albertus Pictor, and he the most beautiful church painting we have in Sweden. He was working in the 1400s, early 1400s something, and he's very famous church painter. If you can be a famous painter, then church painter, then he's the most famous we ever had. And that's the small symbols are copies of what he'd done in different Swedish churches.
Nice.
They are, and this is from a time when the service was in Latin. So the normal farmers, they couldn't understand what the priest was saying. So they were sitting on the benches for hours Sunday, and they couldn't understand, but they could see the pictures around the church. They could see what happened if you didn't do that, and if you didn't do that, and they could see these small monsters coming up, and these are the evil ones in the world. And I'm still very much interested in the evil ones, and the four there's the four top evil ones in the Swedish churches. Okay, about this pattern, going two different way. The first name of the album was it was Angle Mort. Angle Mort is lethal angles or something in France. But then the record company said, you got an English record company. You're a Swedish band, you're singing in English, and you're going to release an album in French.
Yeah,
that won't work.
Like,
that won't work. Stop that. So then we changed it to No Angels Alive, and
I think that was a good call, Martin.
Yeah, it's a long story, and then I was interested to see, can you make gold on black velvet? And it was like, no, but we're gonna try. And I think they make an excellent work.
Yeah. So
that's the truth about it.
Yeah, I always like to go deep because the album artwork is important. A lot of thought goes into album artwork, of course. At least back in the, and there's bands that put a lot of effort. There's other bands that just put out like something like we just, you're like, what the hell is this? But yeah, it's interesting, and it's interesting that the band, it's you have a band now that you're gelling. It has like the first album was like your project experiment, so now it's like a full band. So yeah, it's always interesting to see the evolution. So the album will be out on the 23rd. What are once the album is out, do you have like a record release show? What are the next steps for the band?
I always think too big, and I wanted to have this huge concert, and then I understood that we are very low down in the food chain in the metal world, so I don't think we have fans enough to fill this place up yet,
Okay, yeah.
But I wanted to have a big show. But I think that we're gonna put the effort, the energy, the money, and everything into see what we can help this album out in the world, instead of putting all of the energy into a small show. We made I think the best and the biggest metal festival we have in our parts of the world. It's Sweden Rock. Maybe you heard of it, the Sweden Rock Festival.
Europe has the best festivals.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, but this one is at least Sweden's absolute best metal festival. It's called Sweden Rock Festival, and we played there for 1 hour. It was extremely fun. We started up with a couple of thousand people, and when we finished off, there were over 8,000. So I'm really, really happy. And we were just sad because afterward, first we were really happy that everything turned out well. It was a super show, and my voice, everything just worked. But then after just 2 minutes, everyone in the dressing room were silent. We were sitting there with a beer, silent, sad, because it was over. That was the only show we had, like, what the I even make some T-shirt that it said, Sweden Rock, and there was all the festivals on the back, and it was just one festival, same festival. It was really fun. It sold out, by the way.
Yeah, are you gonna play some of the festivals now, or?
I'm not sure. We haven't heard. We have some small festivals, but we're a big band, and we need a big stage because with so many people, and we can't do the smallest festival, So we're waiting to hold, and we're hoping, and I would love, the best way I think for us if we can be a warm-up show. I asked, I'm a good friend with Tobias from Ghost, and I asked him, every time I see him, I'm like, yeah, remember
Oh,
Dump?
your friend with Tobias from Ghost?
Yeah, one really good. It's a wonderful friend, big. It's also, and
I've
you
seen
like the
Ghost live.
covers?
They're an amazing band. I know they
Yeah,
get
they are
a lot of shit. People are like, oh, they're not real metal, but I'm sorry. What they have done with that type of music, it's pretty remarkable what they.
incredible. Yeah, really. And I got a fun story there. I was thinking about the cover for Dump, for everything with the logo and everything. I have a napkin. I skissed what I like to do, but I need someone to do it. And then I have this wonderful guy called Martin Erikson that's done a lot of work for me for many years. And I said, okay, I'm gonna call this guy. No, I'm gonna have the guy who makes the Ghost stuff, because it's such a damn good work. I want to have the Ghost art director. And then the record company came back with a mail and say, but that's the same guy as you've been working with for 30 years. So Tobias has probably seen your old record and said, I want to have it that way. That was really fun. So now it's the same guy.
Yeah.
And it's called Martin Erikson. Yeah, whatever. So what we're hoping for is to be a warm-up band and, see the world and try to make the music come out there. We've been working really hard with this material, and I would just love people at least to hear it once. If they don't like it, they don't like it. But if they do, we are there, and we are happy to perform. But we haven't, as I said, we're a new band, and there's a lot of bands out there, and we're hoping for the best.
You can only put it out into the world and see what happens.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But
Yeah.
but I'm on your show now, so we're going somewhere.
Yes. Yeah, I'm a medium YouTuber. I'm I'm getting more people, but yeah, like people from Puerto Rico and the rest of the world, like, hey, we'll check out DAMPF, who haven't heard the band. When you're not recording and everything, so you have your boat, do you use your boat do you scuba diving? What are your hobbies, man?
I have this boat for many years now. Sweden, we have an archipelago in Sweden outside Stockholm on the east side. It's thousands of small islands. And I had a country place for many years, and I used to have this boat to bring the stuff, the building material, and you buy a lot of food for the kids, and so it's a working boat. There's nothing fancy at all. It's just it's a really working boat.
Yeah, well, I don't have a boat, so.
But it's fun, it's cheap and it's trustworthy, it's always starts and it just works, it's a really good friend. I will never sell it.
My brother-in-law had a boat, but it was smaller than that one. But it doesn't start anymore.
Yeah, you see.
Well, what I've heard of people that have boats is that the best day is the day you get it and the day you sell it. Because it's a lot of job.
That is probably a good that is probably a good thing. But this is more this is more than a boat for me, it's like I usually I come down here if I'm sad, if I'm very happy. Or today I have a lot of children home, so I can't be there, so I need to come down. So this is the office. I used to sit and write lyrics down here.
Nice, yeah.
But then I have down here, I usually have a bottle of brandy here. It's not here today. That's the keys, by the way. So now you know where the keys are.
So, well, how many kids do you have, Martin?
8.
You have 8 kids?
8 kids, but just one. Just one is my biological daughter.
Oh, okay. Because I have 2 kids, and when you say 8, I'm like, sir, you are my hero. Because I have 2, and it's a lot. So 8, yeah, I can see why you have the brandy there.
Yeah, and the boat.
And the boat, like kids.
And the boat. Now we have four foster kids.
Wow.
And 4 biological kids, and I'm just the father of the youngest one. She's my daughter, 1.5 years old.
Wow,
but we have four kids that need another home, so they live with us. So it's 8 kids. So the year is from 1 to 19. So
Well,
it's
that's
the
very
whole
nice.
spread.
That's very, not everyone does that. So
Yeah,
you're a very nice human being because doing that, yeah, no,
yeah, thanks.
everyone,
I
and
do
at
I
least
do what I do
the
what I
one
can,
that's
but I think
19 can help with the younger ones. Like, because I'm that's a full grown, that's an adult now.
yeah, the problem is that it's such a noise. It's such a loud noise. So I can see that she's already planning to move as fast as she can, you know.
Oh yeah, I
So
can't
she
agree.
won't have. But I used to say that just four more and then we're a football team, you know.
Yeah,
Then we're our own soccer
do they
team.
like metal music?
They do. They do. They actually do.
Yeah, my
Some
kids say
the
that my music
Savannah.
is cringe.
You what your music is?
It's cringy. So every time I put a music, they're like, "Oh yeah, there you go with the rock."
All right. Yeah. But we are who we are,
We
and
are
we
who we
love what we
are.
love, and we. But as I can hear that you, like me, we listen to more than rock. We listen to everything,
Oh
probably.
yeah, I listen to a lot of different type of stuff. I like to keep it. That's why it's called the Shield Dude on a Couch reviews and not the Shield Dude or the metal something, because I've talked about like shoegaze, alternative, ska. I even talked about rap. If I like it, I will talk about it. Just as long as I like it. So yeah, I like to keep an open mind, and I can tell because of the way that music that you're a fan of classical music.
I am very much so. Yes,
Yeah,
especially Mozart and Handel.
yeah.
Handel, the Messiah concert, Handel's Messiah. I this every time I fly, I go through
Mhm.
this album every time. You know, I don't know why. I put it on and I listen to it, and then I fall
Maybe
asleep. Or I
it
just
relaxes you before the flight.
yeah, actually, and they're always the same album. You know, it's just amazing. We even stole some bits and parts from it. From to what was a song called Steinhaufen from the first album, and then you can hear the Handel. I just borrowed a little bits from Handel. I think it was okay.
Yeah, I have
No,
a good friend.
music is really
Yeah,
it's a wonderful thing, and it's a
it is.
wonderful thing to.
It unites people. Like it doesn't matter what language you speak. I think music is like a universal language. Like
It is.
there's just just to imagine there's like a artist here in Puerto Rico that sings in Spanish trap that obviously you may have heard, and everyone knows him, even though he speaks in Spanish. So
Okay.
it's like interesting that other people like music translates. So yeah, with classical music, I know more. I have a good friend that's really into classical music. So when I went to Paris, yeah, and I went to the cemetery, he made me take a picture of Chopin's like
Ah,
statue. I'm like, here, yeah, and he's like, Hector, he's there. He died there of tuberculosis. I'm like, okay, chill. I found it, and I took a picture of Chopin
Chopin.
like statue. That's a great that's the only cemetery, that's like one of the only cemeteries in the world that I've been to that is like a museum, because like almost every they have some great artists. They had the creator of the Metro in Paris, Jim Morrison
Oh,
from The Doors is buried
yeah.
there.
Do they all have statues or just some
No,
of
not
them? Or
everyone. Like Jim, for example, Jim Morrison's grave is just a normal gravestone, and it has like
uh-huh.
a picture of him and a lot of like, but it's a normal one. But there's other ones like there's like this Mexican painter, and they have like elaborate statues. So there's some that are really like interesting, and some that are just normal. But you know,
Okay.
it's an interesting place to go to.
Yeah, it sounds like that.
Cemetery, but there's a lot of famous people buried there. So Martin, so I want to thank you, for taking some time to chat with me from your boat.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me on.
Yeah, in Puerto
It's
Rico, I
great.
enjoyed the album.
I
It's a
love to
very,
meet the I
yeah,
love to meet the fellow music lover, you know. It's always fun
yes,
because yeah.
yeah, we need more music lovers in the world. So, Couchers, the DAMPF album will be out August the 23rd. I'll post the link for people who want to pre-order. And anything what you like to say to the people before we go, Martin?
Oh, I just first of all want to say thank you so much for having me on. Um, we're releasing the second album, and I'm super proud. First of all, that we release another album, that everything is still on there, and we already start to think about the third one. But I'm very happy we're going to release a couple of more songs in just a few weeks. And we recorded new videos for both of these songs just the other day, and I saw them yesterday, and I'm very happy. So I think we are having a lot of fun, and the band is in the best shape. So I don't know, if you can vote for us, please do that, because we want to see the world and travel and see you guys in Puerto Rico.
Oh, yes, and yeah, that would be awesome. So, Couchers, you heard it here. So, until next time, this is Hector, the Shield Dude on a Couch, and I'll see you all right here on the couch. Thank you and goodbye.